why don't you kick us off this time?
So, Aidan, after Iowa, what's your outlook for the rest of the season?
We're really just trying to take it one game at a time, and this season more than ever, nothing's guaranteed. You see with a lot of schools around the country what's happening with the cases of COVID rising. So now more than ever, we're really just focused on 1 week at a time. We're going to focus on Illinois right now, and a great team that beat us pretty good last year, and we didn't play very well. So we have a lot on our plate this week.
Going from last year, being in a walk-on position to now starting, how have you seen your leadership role change?
Yeah, when you're starting quarterback, you take on a vocal leadership role, and that's just part of the job, and it's something I enjoy doing. But I'd say even more than that, just trying to lead by example and lead by, hopefully the guys can see me as a guy who loves football and loves to put the work in. So I, really not trying to change who I am, just to stay true to myself and, just keep trying to work hard and win the respect of my teammates.
What do you think will be your biggest obstacle going forward?
Right now, like I said, it's the Illinois team we have in front of us. It's a team that beat us by multiple scores last year and almost shut us out. There's no excuses. It's a rivalry game for us, and we're just excited to get on the field and have another great challenge this week.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Hannah. Dakota.
I'll let Mike or Tom go. Thank you.
Okay, great. Tom Dienhart.
Hey, Aidan, talk about the protocol for the quarterbacks to avoid multiple guys getting infected. Wisconsin's going through an issue right now, Aidan. You guys go in separate meeting rooms. What do you guys do to maybe try to prevent infecting each other so you don't get 2 or 3 quarterbacks infected at the same time?
Yeah, it's a difficult challenge. It's hard to do when you, as I've mentioned before, we lift normally at the same time or are near each other in the locker room. Our lockers are together, and really the biggest thing is that we do is we've switched to a new meeting room. So normally we're obviously in the quarterback room, but this year we've switched to the O-line room, which gives us a little bit more space, and we can all spread out and obviously wear our masks in the building. So I think just as a program in general, we're trying to really just hunker down and on the protocols and do what we need to do because we want to play games. So just trying to do what we need to do.
At what point did you go on scholarship?
It was actually at the beginning of last season, which is unknown to a lot of people, but it was before the 2019 season I was put on scholarship.
And tell me, Aidan, where you were at and what your thoughts were when you found out that you were going to be the number 1 quarterback this year.
It was obviously encouraging to get that news, but I obviously worked hard to try to get to that spot, but I understand that it's a cutthroat business, and if you don't perform, if you don't give production, then your spot will be taken. So I just didn't really look too far into it. I understood the role, but knew that if you don't play well enough, then the next guy's going to be up.
How were you told? Were the quarterbacks brought in the room one at a time? I mean, you're all told together. How was the news broken to you guys?
Yeah, we had individual meetings with Coach Braun.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thanks, Tom. Mike Carmen.
Hey, Aidan. You said after the game you didn't think you played very well, and when you go back and look at the film, where do you come down on how you played on Saturday?
Unfortunately, still feel pretty much the same way. I was pretty disappointed in the way I played, and just did a lot of things that we get coached all week to do things a certain way, and when you go out in the game and don't do them that way, you're frustrated with yourself. And I was just a few plays on the film were just hard to watch in terms of me not doing what I'm supposed to do. So it was as much as you like to enjoy a win, it's hard when you you could have played better, and I know I could have. So I tried to learn from the film and kind of turn that page, and now I'm looking forward to Illinois and another new challenge.
How much did what Milton Wright did in the game, being able to secure those passes? And I think all his passes, all his receptions came on scoring drives. How important was that to the offense to maybe, so they couldn't completely focus on David Bell?
Yeah, I think Milton does a great job of, when we get into the game, just playing his heart out. And I can remember one in particular was the second drive, and we had a deep shot called to David, and Milton was kind of the underneath guy, and I threw it pretty high, and he kind of snatched it out the air and made it look easy. And it's just plays like that Milton's a good player, and we're going to rely on him to make those plays. And I think he expects that out of himself, and we expect that out of him. So I'm proud of him. I'm proud of the rest of the receivers. I heard you and you guys and Coach Shepard talking about Jared Sparks earlier blocking for David's touchdown. It's just plays like that are going hurt, especially from guys like Jared, who, they're good enough to get the ball, and sometimes when they don't, they can get frustrated. But instead of that, they just work their tails off. So I think that's what those guys are. What makes the game so fun, and what makes the team camaraderie so good.
What went through your mind when Milton got lit up there on that one play? He got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, it was a scary situation. It was probably my fault too. I was holding on the ball too long. I tried to step up and make a play, and he was coming over the middle, and the safety made a great hit, but I kind of put him in that position. So I was, pretty disappointed with myself for doing that, but also obviously credit to Milton for toughing it out and coming back in the game, and we needed him, and he showed up.
Did you realize you targeted David Bell 21 times?
I knew it was a lot. I didn't know it was that many times, but he's a great player, and we know he's going to make plays. But as I just mentioned, there's a lot of other guys who are very talented and who when they get the ball in their hands, they can do special things with it too. So it's really my job to obviously get the ball to our best players' hands, and whether that be David or all the a bunch of other guys in the receiver room, the running back room, tight end room. So just trying to spread the wealth a little bit.
All right. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Any other questions for Aidan? Any other follow-ups or anything?
Yeah, I have one quick one, Cassidy. Hey, Aidan, obviously in years past, there's been multiple quarterbacks that have played. Can you kind of go through your thought process so you're not looking over your shoulder all the time worrying about whether it's Jack or if it's Austin? And I know there's a lot of competition between you guys, but how do you kind of approach each week, just not looking over your shoulder and focusing on the task at hand?
Yeah, it's no secret what's happened the last few years with multiple guys playing, and that's just Coach Braum and this staff demand excellence out of the quarterback position, and that's really how it should be. And so really, as I kind of mentioned, I'm just trying to stay true to myself and be who I am and try to work as hard as I can. And when something doesn't go your way, you can't just start thinking, oh, what if I get pulled? You just got to move on to the next play, and whatever happens. You just try to limit your mistakes and put your players in the best position possible to make plays.
Appreciate it, Aidan.
I got
Great.
one more.
Thanks, guys.
I got one
Oh,
more.
Mike's got one more. Okay.
What was it like not having Jeff on the sideline and then all your interactions with Brian? What was that? What was the sideline like?
Yeah, it was a lot different. Coach Braum talks to his quarterbacks a lot during the game. The head coach Braum, and it was different not to hear from him. But Brian did a great job of communicating with me what he was seeing and what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong, and just talking me through what he was thinking on the upcoming drive. And just really happy for Brian for getting the win for us. But it was definitely a different situation.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks all. We'll be back at the same time, same place tomorrow.